from up here, obviously you got a great view. Generally center point of the commercial stuff that's going to be going on in the neighborhood. A good amount of kind of upscale stuff. They've got a farm boy, but there's obviously some houses here that have been a bit more modernized. Okay, welcome to the Young and St Clair neighborhood. We are doing a neighborhood tour here today, and that intersection right behind me is the actual Young and St Clair intersection. So we're going to be chatting about kind of the vibe, amenities, housing obviously, and transportation options when it comes to this neighborhood. But right now we're walking south along Yonge. And obviously, this is kind of the center, well, generally center point of the commercial stuff that's going to be going on in the neighborhood. We've got commercial that runs south along Yonge, as well as north along Yonge, and then east-west along St. Clair. And so you've got everything from, restaurants. It's a wealthy area, so you're going to find a lot of kind of boutique stores, right? Maybe it's upper scale. Maybe it's some nicer restaurants, furniture shops, antique stores, bookstores, all that good stuff. So you're going to basically have a good amount of kind of upscale stuff. They've got a farm boy right off the intersection that we're just at, and then they've got Loblaws, as well as liquor stores, all your basics that you're going to need. But the other big thing out here is that there's a bit of building, and it's a good mix between condos and mostly townhomes as well. If you're looking for a house, 90% of the time it's going to be a townhome that comes on the market, not so much a detached home. They're very rare and hard to come by. Now briefly, while we're on Yonge, I'll chat about kind of the transportation options. So obviously there is a streetcar right on St. Clair there, and then you've got the subway station that runs, or the subway line that runs right up north-south along Yonge here. And there's two stations that you can access based on where you're at in the neighborhood. So the north, you'd be St. Clair, and then the south, you'd be at Summerhill. So down there, and there's a liquor store down there as well. But we're gonna kind of head into the neighborhood now. And sorry for the poor lighting. I know the light's right in the screen, but I'll kind of turn the camera around as we get in here so you guys can actually take a look at some of the houses while we're kind of geared up to look at the actual, what the neighborhood looks like. As you can see around it, I don't know if I was doing a good job showing, but there's a lot of kind of high-rise condos, apartment buildings, and then again, you're going to get a decent amount of townhomes, right? Brick townhomes, some a little bit more modern, some not so modern. But what we can also talk about is kind of the amenities in terms of park space and whatnot, right? Everybody wants to know, what kind of park accessibility do I have here? So we can briefly chat about that. So the big things are going to be the David Balfour Park, which is several acres. It's like this open field on top of it's a water reserve. I think it's the Rosedale Water Reserve, and they basically paved over, put a big open field there, and there's a pathway that goes around the outside. This kind of curated little garden, which is kind of cool. And then there's a playground as well, but that's kind of your main open green space. And then beyond that, there's the trail So if you kind of go through or near the Dave Belfort Park, there's a trail that leads through this kind of ravine down to the eastern side of the neighborhood, I guess. That also loops up with the Beltline Trail. So you're gonna have access to several different trail systems. They're on the other side of Yonge. So, right now we are to the west of Yonge, and those park systems tend to be a bit more to the east. So, but you've got some different options. I'm going to cross here when it comes to what is available to you for getting outside, enjoying the nice weather when it comes around. And now the sun is just completely in my eyes. I can barely see where I'm going, but that's okay. So we're going to kind of walk along here. Again, you're noticing it's Toronto, so there's a pretty heavy use of brick, but there's obviously some houses here that have been a bit more modernized than what you see in certain other neighborhoods, like maybe Cabbagetown or even the Beaches. I guess the Beaches does have some houses that are becoming modern, but through here there's a healthy mix. So this neighborhood is, if you're looking at condos, there's a lot of people that maybe they own a place in Rosedale, a big spot in Rosedale, or even in here, and they're looking to kind of downsize while maintain those community connections. And then when it comes to the houses, there's obviously a mix, right? This is a city neighborhood. You're going to have a mix of people from all backgrounds. We're close here. It's like a 20-minute subway ride to Union Station or to downtown Toronto. So it's a very quick commute for people that are working in the city, like in the city proper, the downtown core proper. So, you're going to get a bit of a wide span in terms of what people are doing. So, I mean, today I was looking online at some price points. This is September of 2023. So bank content occasionally when I travel to a city. And a one-bedroom condo, low end was $517,000. And then a home, which was detached, that was the only thing available, on the low end was $3 million. And I guess I can kind of go into the purpose of the channel. Like this channel, Canadian Neighborhoods, we, as you click through, do a lot of videos on neighborhoods around Canada, right? What it's like to live there. If you're thinking about making a move, what kind of lifestyle, what do the houses look like, what are the park situations, commute times, all that stuff. And we've built up a big network of realtors, lawyers, everybody you need to make a move. So if you're in one province looking to move to another province, or maybe you're in another country, you're making a move to Canada, then that's literally what this channel is for. It's for you. It's so that you can kind of have a one-stop shop where you can figure out which city is the right fit for you. If it's unrelated to employment, or maybe it is related to employment. And then we are here to connect you with those resources that can help you move. So we're always loving when people are reaching out to us and making sure that they're set up for their big move. And then, we also, obviously, because we have these contacts, if you're thinking about selling in a specific province and moving, maybe it's interprovincial or within the province that you live in currently, we still have, our network is vetted and they're pros, so we can help you, we can assist you on the sales side as well. Okay, so we're coming up here kind of to the outer edge on Avenue Road, and we're going to just kind of peel back towards, like, it's a good example. I mean, one thing you might notice is that everything's pretty traffic controlled. Right in Toronto, the streets that would have lots of traffic coming through them, they tend to have speed bumps, speed barriers, and then most side streets in Toronto have a 30-kilometer-an-hour limit in terms of how fast you can go. So that's nice for people looking for quieter pace of life. This is a little bit louder than Rosedale. I mean, that was a louder street that I was on, obviously, and we're at rush hour right now, so but it's houses are a little bit more together. You've got a few more condos in the area, but on the plus side, you're close to kind of everything, whether it's schools, libraries, amenities and resources. That's or just the downtown core. You are close to pretty much everything. Okay, we're gonna go down this cool street here. This is a one-way street that's gonna spit us out back onto St. Clair. But I just want to show you guys kind of, what the look is through here. So, you got these nice treed streets. Most of it's kind of running east-west, like a lot of Toronto, the residential streets, but there's a couple little north-south kind of lines that you can get on. And what else? Anything else worth mentioning? Not really. So what I'll do here is I'm gonna be quiet so you guys can enjoy a bit more of a walk here. But I mean, the big thing about this neighborhood is you've got a decent coffee shop culture, I should say, where, you can be in your house neighborhood, go out to some of these side streets or these main streets that are kind of housing the residential areas, and, be at a coffee shop, be at a bagel shop, be at a restaurant, be at a bar. And I guess the difference in this neighborhood is that in a lot of the neighborhoods we kind of focus on the channel in Toronto so far, they've kind of had lower scale commercial. So this is like, 2-3 story buildings with commercial in the bottom. Here, because we're a little bit closer, we're off Yonge, we're on kind of the main drag, you're gonna find a lot of higher level commercial with those same applications near the bottom, right? So at the end of the day, you still get that residential community feel, but when you get out onto the main avenues, the main streets where the transit is, that's when you're gonna find a little bit more, it's a bit more built up. I guess the last thing worth mentioning before we get back on St. Clair is kind of the boundaries that we're pulling from. So this is like anywhere in Toronto, people have different perceptions of what is the actual boundaries. So the ones that I'm kind of pulling from, taking a look at, now we're only doing a couple streets obviously, but these videos are designed to give you just a general feel for the area. To the south, we've got the train line. And then to the east, we've got Yellow Creek, up to the kind of the Katie Gardner Beltline Trail to the north, and then Avenue Road. There's like a little bit of a space, but if you were to draw a straight line down Avenue Road, that would be kind of the western boundary. So that's kind of what we're pulling from here. And now we're going to get back onto St. Clair, and you're going to see, you know, it's a nice kind of mixture of commercial on the bottom. There's some little parks here and there, and then the big kind of condo or apartment buildings off to either side. And again, you've got transit that runs east-west on these. So it's not the subway, but there's different transit options that you can take. Okay, everybody, I'm going to kind of finish up here. But yeah, as always, you know, if you're thinking about making a move anywhere in Canada, we've got those connections kind of all over the place. So other than that, have a great day. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. Over the next coming months, years, all that stuff, we're going to be coming up with videos on neighborhoods and just what it's like to live in those cities pretty consistently. So if you're thinking about making a move, then be sure to subscribe. We'll get some great neighborhood tours, and we'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye. All right, so quickly, this is the David Balfour Park. This is actually where I'm staying this week while I'm in Toronto. But you can see it's a nice open space. You know, in the mornings, they've got kids playing soccer out here. Great place to take the dogs after work. And then this is kind of the neighborhood. So we just walk through down there, and then it goes up. St. Clair West is kind of right over here, or St. Clair Street is right there. Yonge Avenue is right where that street light is down there. And then it kind of ends, the train tracks are basically where that clock tower is. That's kind of the train track. So in through here, you've got more low scale residential. And from up here, obviously you got a great view. But yeah, so I just wanted to kind of touch base on that walking trail that I was speaking about as well. It goes kind of, you can see there's a valley down in here, so you can get on the trails kind of in there and then make your way through the valley. Anyways, yeah,